Hi, everybody. It's Chief Meteorologist with the United Cajun Navy, Amy Metz. I had some audio issues a minute ago if you saw that live, excuse me. So right now, it was picking up earlier Scott Peake's audio only. And so he is on the ground, just had that hail hit his windshield. He's on his own accord there, but we can see his live stream here now, part of Storm Chaser 2 here with the United Cajun Navy. Now he's our only one in the field today for this. I'll be showing you a little bit about what to expect with the forecast. So as he continues in there, I'll switch back and forth here, giving you a quick overview here. The Storm Prediction Center had pegged this area in particular for severe activity today. If I go ahead and peel that layer off, now you can get a little more clear view at what's going on. Meanwhile, understanding for a few more hours whatever I talk about is going to continue also in Mississippi and Alabama. Some of the downpours in Louisiana are going to be heavy. Flash floods are possible there for some brief moments, but really the only large hail and very severe storms with strong winds, more than 58 miles per hour, are going to be centered here in this target area for the next 2 hours here. Okay, so 6:30 p.m. We're looking at Central Time. There's a couple boxes. These are outlined as severe thunderstorms right now. And these little exclamation marks and then other bubbles are things I can touch. The exclamation mark will pop up more bubbles. Then have these local storm reports, each one individual. This one sourced from an emergency manager reporting that there was an estimated 3-inch hailstone. So this is what I had forecast just a little bit ago that yeah, for the next hour or so, as things continue to pass McPherson into Newton, and I'll zoom in so you guys can get an even closer look at this layer by layer. What we're looking at also storm tracks in the purple, the radar in the red, of course, and then also where that really large hail is. It's now playing into the future. So what's happened to go, and then a little bit in the future past Newton. Exactly what I would peg, just like what this model is saying for that largest hailstone, what just passed Scott. So just quickly looking back at what he has going on there. Still, yes, a building system out there, heavy downpours, and toward Newton, we can expect this storm to continue to worsen. So these storm reports coming out of McPherson showed 1.75 inches. And it looks to me that what's heading toward Cotton Falls, let's go back to the high res, this recent data. It does look like it's peeling back, dying off on this part of the storm. So that's great news for anybody who is to the southeast near Cottonwood Falls and Florence regions. However, it's going to be Mountain Ridge, Gosel, Galva, Canton, Newton, Elbing, Peabody right on the edge. But these are going to be those areas as we go into 7 o'clock Central, 7:30 Central, that we have the highest potential for some serious damage there. Just not even to crops, as we can see, there's a lot of highways, 81 there, and some traffic that Scott had reported had taken cover underneath some of the on-ramps. So he was a little worried in his live, saying people shouldn't do that. Of course, if there's a tornado, don't ever block the road, please. I mean, you don't want to keep other people from being able to go through, but if today, if there's no tornado warning, it's not as bad as if there were. In those cases, it can actually become a worse situation. And now I want to point out some of these severe storms that are going to be forming. This one just on the map near Corpus Christi. They're going to be continuing, and this is something I called for a couple days ago when we kept seeing aurora in the forecast. So much space weather um, along with any kind of tropical storms, tropical moisture. It can especially play a role in our forecasts, increasing their intensity for severe probabilities. Also, kind of adds cloud condensation nuclei. So these are the kind of things for my master's and then later a PhD that I'm studying and actually researching. So I do just, I'm saying that to point out, I do want to let you guys know as we go into the next few days, and this, I'll pull up the tropical information in a moment because we have a hurricane about to intensify here into a hurricane. That kind of tropical moisture can get highly affected by these little space weather perturbations and increase the downpours. So don't be surprised if once again as we go into the next week, kind of like what we saw over the last 4 or 5 days, if that these forecasts increase greater than what we're seeing now. And in particular, that would be what we look at for the longer range more often is going to be the tropics. And so I'll pull that up and then we'll go back and check in with Scott again too, see if anything's changed on the map. It looks like over in Kansas, we did drop that one severe thunderstorm warning. So that's good news. That one that had been on the east side. So here we are with a soon to be hurricane. I'm quite sure it's not yet. Here's my little, oh, look, did while I was busy on this stuff, Lorena became a hurricane. So yeah, let's say now we have a category one, 81 miles per hour at the center. And so this is what's going to be bringing that moisture across into Arizona and New Mexico, and then later Texas and Oklahoma that I've been sharing about on the United Cajun Navy Weather Watch page on Facebook as well as here. Another one that I had said no one before this geomagnetic activity came with the aurora, that this had just been forecast to be a category one storm around here. And I thought, well, with the aurora forecast, because of other reasons, but that's one way that you guys can kind of keep track of it easier is aurora playing the factor that's the same kind of mechanism that would then allow for stronger development of our tropical storms. So this could be happening again. And I just want to kind of give some reason as to why all of a sudden those forecasts may have all of a sudden increased and jumped in intensity. Maybe now we're getting